Sports, as we reported earlier, WNBA superstar Brittney Griner has reached out directly to President Biden with a handwritten note asking him not to forget her while she's being held in Russia. Griner is scheduled to make another court appearance in a Moscow suburb on Thursday, where Russian authorities claim that she had cannabis oil in her luggage. The U.S. says she's wrongfully detained. According to a representative, the basketball superstar tells President Biden in the letter, quote, "As I sit here in a Russian prison alone with my thoughts and without the protection of my wife, my family, friends, Olympic jersey, or any accomplishments, I'm terrified I might be here forever."
WNBA star Brittney Griner is still in Russia as they go to trial. We'll get some of those details of what it is that even means over there. But she, as you saw there, has sent a letter personally written by her to President Biden asking for some extra assistance. This has been ongoing for months now. So here's a little bit more other piece about that letter that is actually really sad. She says, "I realize you're dealing with so much, but please don't forget about me and other detainees. Please do all you can to bring us home." Some of those things could be like prisoner swaps. As we know, a lot of this is used as bargaining chips for other folks that maybe Russian leadership wants back, people we've got here. But here's some details on what they did, what the reasons why they're at least holding her there and what could come from this trial. She's detained by a Russian Federal Customs Service in February. It's been since February after it was discovered vape cartridges that contained hashish oil in her luggage at an airport near Moscow. That's what they're alleging. Her trial began on Friday, and it's widely speculated that Moscow could use Griner to negotiate the release of high-profile Russians in U.S. custody. She faces up to 10 years in a penal colony if she is convicted of the drug charges in Russia. Her trial began on Friday, and legal experts, this is the bad part, said that she was likely to be found guilty, but not necessarily on the merits of the case. They said there's a bias mainly because the Russian judicial system says they really should not go to trial unless the defendant is going to be convicted. That's what the acting director of the Kennan Institute and an expert on Russian law said to the New York Times. There's no real idea or expectation that the defendant could be innocent. There's no presumption of innocence, really. That really sucks. Also, Brittney Griner's wife has been consistently speaking to the media, and she's still pleading with them to do something more. Let's hear more from her.
Because I haven't been able to speak to her, real time, I don't necessarily know, but I know my wife really well. So I feel confident in saying that I think the decision for her to feel the need to directly reach out to President Biden is because of the failed attempts that we have had as a family. She's there and she knows that we are doing everything that we can in our own strength to, ask to meet with the president and to, request that, they do everything they can to get her home. And it kills me every time that, when I have to write her and she's asking, have you met with him yet? And, I have to say no. And she's like, you know what? I'm sure she's like, I'm gonna write him and ask now because, my family has tried and to no avail. So I'm gonna do it myself.
So yeah, it's an ongoing story. It's sad. I don't know at what point we're gonna figure this whole thing out. But Waz, I feel like there's other factors here that I hope aren't at play when it comes to who Brittney Griner is, considering she's a woman, a black woman, and has a wife. These are things that make people lose sympathy for some folks.
Yeah, I think some of the framing of this was that, if this was Derek Jeter or LeBron James, he'd be home already.
We don't know.
So sure about that.
Yeah, we don't know.
Because this is not just some American person who's been imprisoned abroad. This has kind of become a hostage crisis, essentially, when they're talking about, we're trading prisoners. America is essentially at war with Russia via proxy through Ukraine. So this is basically, she's being held hostage. And if people can do their history on stuff like the Iran hostage crisis, that thing dragged on forever. And we did end up having to release some people. I think we had to pay some monies, etc. But yeah, this thing has gotten really ugly, man. And I really hope that a resolution can come. I would hope that they could just give these cats some of their own prisoners. Like, here, take your filthy Russian spies and prisoners and take them back. Bring these folks home.
And of course, there's always the worry of that inspiring for this to happen more. But I mean, maybe at this particular point, hopefully when we do get Brittney Griner back, this is a warning sign for other folks that may be in certain positions to not even find themselves in that. But again, how was she to know? Who would think that they would be the target? I can't say many people would.